Welcome to Nepal's Top 7 Debaters 2012, produced by Today's Youth Asia. This is the semi-final round for the grade 7, 8 and 9 category. I'd like to introduce our panel of judges for today's competition round. Mr. Santosh Shah. He's the anchor and producer of the popular television show Power Talks. He also holds the world record of being the youngest anchor of a political talk show.
Our next judge is Ms. Prava Amatya. She's the anchor and producer of the popular TV show Life is Beautiful on Kantipur television. She represented Nepal for International Women for Inclusive Security workshop. She has mentored several emerging young women leaders.
Our next judge is Ms. Ayusha Nirola. She's a freelance writer and editor. She has previously worked as an associate editor at Today's Youth Asia. She has also worked as an assistant editor for ECS Media and the senior sub-editor at the Himalayan Times. The topic for today's competition is sports should be compulsory for all school-going children.
The first participant is Bedang Rambhandari of Triyog High School, and he'll be speaking for the motion.
Sports should be made compulsory for all age school children as it develops their both physical as well as mental growth. It makes them more comfortable. It makes them know about lots of things. According to research, the more sharper the children are, the more they have the sharper brain. The more the healthier the children are, the sharper the brain they have. And the most important reason for a healthier body is sports. Then I ask you, why not sports? Sports should be made compulsory for all age school children. 70% of the middle-aged children middle-aged people suffer from different kinds of problems because not playing sports in their childhood. Do you want to suffer from these kind of problems? I don't, nor do I think you do. You people want to. My opponents might might counter me by saying that why to force children who don't want to play sports? But I've got an answer for them too. There are no children or no people who don't like sports. Only their taste of liking sports is different. Some might like arcade, while some might like racing, while some might like adventure sports. In school, children will be learning in a monotonous way. They won't be refreshed if sports is not there. But if sports is there, they will be refreshed. When they start studying, they won't understand anything, as it will be in a monotonous place, and they won't understand anything, as they will be like blinded. But if sports is there, their minds will be refreshed. They will have a short break, and which is also very good for and very important for any aspects. Lastly, I would like to conclude by saying that sports is compulsory for all age children as it develops both the physical, mental, and other status, and does not let them go in bad tracks. Thank you.
One of our previous judges in a previous episode said that you are an entertainer, and that you truly are. You were speaking, half of your content came from your memory, where you put your facts, which is fine. But when you deliver it, you have to be very spontaneous and use it in a natural way. And that's the reason where you repeated a lot of words, because you're pulling them out from your memory. You had loud expression, which is very good. And you have a great stage presence and expression. And you already pre-countered your opponents, which is a nice thing. Good luck.
As Santosh said, yes, repetition. You're beating around the bush. You were revolved around the same topic, like refreshment so many times. So try to gather as much points as possible on the topic you are debating. So that's the tip for the next,
You're confident, you're a natural speaker, it shows. And you had good points. You had good points to work with, but you just have to deliver it better. Don't rush into anything. Take a deep breath. Structure your argument. What are you going to say first? Okay, this is your point. So if you do that, I think it'll be very good, because you have the fire, you have the stage presence, you have the confidence. So you just need to work on what you're talking about, which is very important. So you had good points, but structure it. Structure. Keep that in mind.
Our next participant is Amisha Sharan. She's from Rice School and she'll be speaking against the motion.
We all know sports is a wonderful thing, but making it compulsory or mandatory is just not acceptable. Compulsory is compulsion and mandatory is must. People do think that sports should be compulsory as it makes children fit and teaches them teamwork. But I want to ask them, they will play and they will be physically fit. But if they are not interested in playing, will they mentally be fit? No, they'll not be mentally fit. And when it comes for teamwork, teamwork can be taught by other activities like group dancing, singing, drama, etc. without making anything compulsory. By a new curriculum going to be introduced in 2014 says that sports will not be included as a mandatory element in schools. My friends say that it refreshes us. But if we are not only interested in playing, how will it refresh us? It will be a burden, and an extra burden for us. We will not be able to concentrate on our studies or other extracurricular activities because we'll be concentrating on what we don't like to do. A compulsion never makes or creates a sportsman. Let me give you an example of a famous cricketer, Sachin Tendulkar. Do you think he became a cricketer under compulsion? No, he had an attitude and an interest in his game. Or let me give you another example of a famous personality, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan. We all know he's a tall man, but if he was forced to play volleyball or basketball, do you think he could have become a good player? No. I admire him that he chose acting as his career, as he was interested in. I read somewhere that people rarely succeed unless they have fun in what they are doing. This line is self-explanatory, but I want to add that we should choose what we are interested in and have fun in what we are doing. Lastly, I only want to say that sports should be present in every school with good facilities so the people who are interested in it could choose it. But it should be optional so that no burden or no extracurricular activities should be disturbed. With this, I only want to say that optional things are always good for everyone. Thank you.
Amisa, as usual, you had very good contents. I like your consistency. And you picked up gradually. Initially, I was thinking maybe she's going to miss it out today. And however, you still have to work a lot on the convincing factor. Because here you're trying to convince something. So you have to have that conviction, you have to have that that kind of content, that kind of argument. And you did very well.
Okay, Amisha, first of all, tell me, how did it go for you? Good? Yes, you were good. And what I liked about you is like you were not nervous at all. And you acted natural. But little bit of, you're not clear sometime. Like you just, I couldn't hear a few words, in between. So please improve on that.
You're a very good speaker, but you need to grasp everybody around you, and I think that's the only part that you really need to work on. Otherwise it was very structured. You knew what you were going to say. So, but work on that. Work on the convincing, the facts, the strength. You need that punch in the debate, okay?
Next, we have Polishma Yadav of Bhanubhakta Memorial School, and she'll be speaking for the motion.
Health is wealth, and exercise is vital for a healthy lifestyle. This is a thing we all know. And exercise or sports should be promoted at a young age so that a good habit can be continued through to adulthood. And also, if we are involved in sport at a young age, we will acquire new skill, be more social and more happier. And another true fact is that we all kids dislike theoretical subjects like maths, English, and all the theoretical subjects. We all know that we feel so bored when teacher teaches us these theoretical subjects. And these are the reason why playing should be compulsory for all school-age children. Even the president of Australian Olympic Committee realized that there should be establishment of compulsory sports classes in Australian country. Though having such a huge number of Australian representatives in London Olympic 2012, he realized that there was lack of priority given to sport. Then why not we? George Barron Shaw said that you see things and say why, but I dream about something that was never before and ask why not. Same thing is happening with me. You all are just seeing what was before, but I'm dreaming about what was never before and dreaming about something that would make our future bright and saying you why not. if it was not before, if it was not possible that if it was not possible to make sports classes compulsory, if it was not possible to make playing sports compulsory for all school-age children, why not make it today? Friends, when I was talking with my classmates about this topic, they said that it is not possible for Nepal to make compulsory sports classes for each and every school. But for them, I want to say two proverbs which are really famous, which are said by really well-known person, Mahatma Gandhi and William Shakespeare, that an ounce of practice will be much more or worth more than tons of preaching. And another saying that be great in act as you have been taught. Please, friends, do not neglect it. We need to establish compulsory sports classes in our country. I think so sorry. We need to establish compulsory sports classes in our country. Thank you.
Today, you had a lot of interruptions in your presentation. You are confident and nervous at the same time, which is kind of a rare combination, not a very good combination though. And you used a lot of personal example, which is very good in this context. However, using too much of sayings, when you use proverbs, just proverbs alone is not going to convince us. And you do not plead in a debate. Please do this, please do that. You convince with arguments and facts. And you've been doing very well. Today is slightly lesser than what you performed in the past, but still you did good.
Yes, I do agree with Santosh that you used health is wealth is perfect proverb saying, but you used too much sayings of others. So why not, I give you a tip, why not you use that sayings in your own language and present it and make it a point. That is one tip for the next time. Everything is good, but you seem a little bit nervous, and because you were you were out of points. See, so gather as much as point possible, and practice on it and deliver it in your own way, even though you are saying sayings. All right.
Polishma, it's really nice to say that name. You have a very nice name, I must say that. You're a natural speaker, but I don't know, somehow you come off a bit nervous. Like you said, you're nervous and confident at the same time. I think you need to work on that. It's because, relax a little. You don't have to rush into things. You know what you're talking about. I know, you're prepared and you have your arguments ready, but you're just rushing into it. What if I miss out that point? No, you can just relax. And if you know what you are saying, just, go with the flow and say it in a very structured manner. That's what I'll tell everybody. And again, it sounds a bit desperate to say please. So do not use that in a debate. You believe in your argument, and you should try and convince others. Okay?
Now I'd like to call upon Prakriti Bashyal from Bhanubhakta Memorial School, and she'll be speaking against the motion.
Sports at school should not be compulsory. This training and classes take off time, which could be better spent learning other subjects like science, math, and so on. Do you think sports are more important than these all subjects? I guess not. Recently, my friend said, sports provide physical fitness to all students. School-age students include a teenager and a student below 6. If these students are involved in all those compulsory classes, they get tired and may not be active towards other work, like other educational program organized by the school. Even my friend also talked about the sports provides good health status to the student. But how about those students suffering from asthma? Will they be able to concentrate on those all compulsory classes, or will they be active in these classes? And even sports include as football, dodgeball, basketball, and so on. Friends, you may think these are only talent, but what about others like taking part in drama, singing, and dancing, and so on? I think it could be better for a school to give more attention toward this program rather than sports. Even the students who are interested in educations or study may not be interested in a sport. So all those compulsory classes get useless for them. So in my view, it's better for a school to organize optional sports as optional. Therefore, if a school can organize sports as optional, then a school can accomplish a better academic result and a better sports result. Thank you.
Prakriti, you've done much better in the past than this. I had higher expectation from you. Today it looked like I was hearing to an essay, like you're reading out an essay. You should not forget that you're discussing on a subject that needs facts. It needs opinions, strong opinions, and you have already had some contestants in the past who have given certain points and facts. This is your opportunity to counter them, right? And when you mentioned about some students having asthma, that's where I thought you were going to pick it up. But again, later on, you kind of sidelined from there. I have heard you, have seen you debate much better in the past, so my expectation was slightly higher than this. You're very clear. You phrase out the sentences very well, which is very good strength of yours.
You have to know the backward and forward of the subject. So I thought that you will cut down the point on like Palishma said that math is a theoretical subject. So if you have just cut her point, like math is not a theoretical but practical subject, right? So think about what your opponent said, and you can cut down her points as well and make your point more stronger. And yes, in the end, again, I always say that make the your end of the presentation or the debate, catchy. You started well, but most of the time, all the debaters they forget to end well. So it's the end part is very important. Okay.
Ending, I think the phrase that you used was good. It could have been better if you delivered it a bit more confidently. Apart from that, I think you need to work on some of the pronunciations. You have to get it right. And of course, counter-argument. You need to gather a lot of facts, a lot of concrete examples. That way, when your opponent has some examples, you can just cut them off. Okay, so work on getting a lot of concrete facts and evidences.
Next, we have Samiksha Bhattrai of Bhanubhakta Memorial School, and she'll be speaking for the motion.
Child is said to be a clay, and from which we can make any type of pot we want. And if that pot is dried out in a sun, then it becomes very much stronger. And I think sports acts as a sun to the pot, a sun to the children's life. So I think sports is very much necessary. School-age children includes the age group between 5 to 16, in which there occurs many physical and mental changes. And if sports are made compulsory in the schools, then there can be a proper physical growth. Besides this, if it also helps in a mental development. If we go out to play after an hours in our learning desk, then we feel very relieved and come to our work with a new enthusiasm. One of my opponent friends said that gave an example about Amitabh Bachchan, that if he was made compulsory in a sport, then he would not turn an actor. Let me remind her, we are not talking about a career. We are talking about making sports compulsory. We are talking about building the making our physical development. Besides this, Prakriti talked about education. Let me remind her, the man with the highest IQ ever recorded never received education. He was very socialized, and sports teaches us how to be socialized. Besides this, sport teaches us a team spirit. It makes us disciplined and honest. Not only this, if a car is put in its garage for 2 or 3 years, it rusts. And like if we are kept in our benches for every time, then we also rust. And how can a rust children develop the country? Besides this, it is said that wealth is lost, nothing is lost, education is lost, something is lost, health is lost, everything is lost. And if children don't play sports, their health is lost. And if health is lost, if health is lost, then children's future is lost. And what about the future of the country? So I don't think sports should, I don't agree with my opponent, and I think sports must be made compulsory. Thank you.
I think you started off very well, and you can speak, you're confident, I can see that. But you lack expression. You need to work on your body language, and it actually felt like you memorized all those stuff. Maybe you haven't, but to us it sounds like that. So work on being more natural, work on your body language, move your hands a little bit so that it doesn't, you look very stiff. So work on your expression. And I would also say you had good counter arguments, which is great. And lastly, be clear of the words, okay? Pronounce your words very clearly, and so that the rest of the people understand you. So take your time and pronounce your words.
Yes, I agree with her. Like stiffness. I found you live very stiff. And when your body is stiff, your whole, everything becomes stiff. And the whole presentation looks very boring. So we expected you to move a little bit of your hands and, even shine your eyes and, a little bit of smile. All right. So keep that in mind.
So Samiksha, you had a very good eye contact. You looked confident on the stage, but what you lack is self-confidence. Now, sometimes what happens is these two things look like they are same, but there's some difference between having a self-confidence and being confident. Maybe nobody has told you, but you're a good debater. So when you realize that you're a good debater, it kind of gives you self-confidence. But if you think you're the only one who is very good debater, then it gives you ego. Again, there is huge difference between that. So I hope you develop on your self-confidence and without the ego fact that you're a good debater. You countered your previous opponents with good examples and facts, which is an amazing thing to do on the stage. You used good examples, which is also a very good part of the debate. I wish you best wishes.
Now I'd like to call upon our last semi-finalist for today, Sophia Gautam from Modern Indian School, and she'll be speaking against the motion.
Sports should be made optional for all school-aged children. Students should be given a choice. We let individuals take control of their body, what they do, where they go, when they have an operation. Why is this any different? It is about their bodies. Some people have argued that playing sports tackles obesity. But then, there are a lot of other ways to tackle obesity. A healthy diet is one, so why not make it compulsory for everyone to eat salads every day for lunch? You see, my friends, it is not the role of the government to force a person to become better. Unfortunately, we must leave it in the person's hand itself. We're not talking about games here, we're talking about sports. And I think it's really unfair for the younger part of the school-aged children, which are the kindergartens and the 1st to 2nd graders, because they cannot tackle the harsh realities and the harsh exhaustment we get when we play sports. Sports needs discipline, teamwork, responsibility, and a lot of stamina. It exhausts us, it tires us, it even bores some of us. I think it's really harsh on the kindergartens and all. There are other people who said that academics are more important than sports. That is true. In this world and today, and in 21st century, there is nothing that cannot be accomplished without playing sports. Of course, there are careers that are not involved in sports, and of course there are careers that are involved in sports. But what we're saying here is the child prodigies are never interested in sports. Playing sports it's good, but not all of us want to play sports. I think it would do us good if we just put sports into the co-curricular activities list and let people decide on their own which one they want to go for. They could go for art, they could go for drama, they could go for music, or they could go for photography. Who knows? Who knows where they belong? Therefore, I would like to conclude saying that sports is not supposed to be mandatory, or it should not be compulsory for everyone. Thank you.
I think you can debate well, but you need to have your examples. I think you lacked there, because without that, you cannot win a debate. So you started off well. You got our attention, but then somewhere down the line it went all haywire and you didn't give examples. And another thing I would say, I don't know if your hair was distracting you a bit. So when you come to a debate, you just look smart, and anything that distracts you, don't care about that. So be neat and tidy of that, okay?
Sophia, I must say that your voice is a gift. You know, your voice is very good. And yes, I agree with her that, when you come for a debate, you need to be really, really comfortable. And whatever that makes you uncomfortable, that will, hamper your speech or the way you deliver your points, right? So yes, everything is good. You're focused. You're more natural, yeah. But yes, be comfortable while coming for the debate.
Sophia, you have done much better in the past. Do you agree? You started very well, but you, as Ayusha said, you slowed down later on, and there was a lot of interruption. You fumbled, and that happens when you are speaking out of your memory. You have very good opportunity to counter your arguments of the previous speakers because you are the last speaker. So, and you should be able to take full advantage of that, which was totally missing. And today I found that the steadiness was lacking in your presentation, which you have performed in the past. You have been a very steady speaker throughout your presentation. I don't know for what reason, but today you're slightly weak than your previous presentation, but you're a very good speaker.
We've heard all our participants. The judges are finalizing their marks and the decision will be made in a short while.
This one was a difficult one. You all had a very similar ranking and marks, and that's why you have reached the semifinals. But we had to select two of you based on the criteria that we have been given. So when we discussed and tallied our marks, and we've come out with the top two. However, let me tell the rest that you are still very good debaters. And if you're going to miss out today, you're going to miss out with this little bit. So, in fact, we have 1 and 2, but in this case, you rank pretty equal. Because we had some of the judges thought the second one was first and the first one was second. Let me call Samiksha Bhattrai. Congratulations, you make it to the final. And Amisha Saran, you make it to the final. And 4 of you, you're very good debaters. I don't know, if you couldn't make it to the final, it's because of today's performance, not because of your past. You've done very well in the past. Right? In fact, both of you have picked up later on. So all the best for the final, and apply for the next year for sure. All the best.
For those of you who could not make it today, you can apply for the next debate competition being held on 2013. If you're a student studying between grade 7 and bachelor's level, you can apply for the next audition round of Nepal's Top 7 Debaters 2013 being held in September 2012. We'd also like to request our viewers to send us topics for the final round. For further information, you can contact youthtya@gmail.com. Phone 425-7250. Thank you. Have a nice week. Namaste.